and welcome to Fake News, the home of quality entertainment and possible inaccuracy. My name is Laura and I'm joined by Abigail and Rory. Hi guys.
Hi.
Now, yesterday we saw a full house in the capital's leading stadium, Croke Park, for of course the All-Ireland football final. So we went out to the streets of Dublin to ask you what you thought of the final result.
We've come over from Liverpool, so we sailed to Belfast.
We didn't know anything about it.
Till we got stuck in the traffic jam.
And then we saw the people in the
yes, it was
greens
quite
and the reds and the blues.
really sort of friendly and exciting thing.
And when we got to the hotel, we looked it up as what events at Dublin.
What was going on?
We actually watched them. It looked really interesting, actually.
Yes. But apart from that, I'm afraid we know little about it.
Right. Dub yourself, then, I presume.
I am, yes.
Did you feel any sympathy towards Mayo?
Yeah, I really did. They put up a massive fight, and I was actually feeling pretty uncertain at some points. I was like, things are looking a bit ropey here, lads. I'm not sure if we can actually pull this one off. And kind of after the whole thing, seeing them standing there and just, looking kind of pretty empty, that wasn't too nice. But still,
Did you catch the Mayo-Dublin match?
I did. I was at the match.
What did you think?
I thought Mayo threw it away.
Do you have any sympathy for them?
I do have a lot of sympathy for them.
The curse?
I don't think it's the curse. Dublin is a very good team, and it takes a very good team without making any mistakes to beat Dublin.
Well, lads, up the doors. You. What did you think of the match? Did you watch it?
Yeah, it was a great match. I was there myself yesterday.
You were there?
Yeah.
No way.
No, it was a really good match. I thought Mayo had it in the end, but those last, 6 or 8 minutes, the referee never blew up the whistle at the end. I thought they were almost going to get it back. I think he wanted to go to a replay, to be honest. I don't know.
Oof. Really?
But he's being very sneaky, that's all I would say.
Well, they were getting, wasn't there like a Mayo, like, what is the word? I'm losing my mind. Someone threw a GPS thing at the, what was that all about?
Supposedly during the free kick for Dublin at the end, one of the Mayo players took off their GPS pack from their back and threw it at the Dublin player as he was taking his free kick.
That's unbelievable.
So maybe there should be a rematch.
But Dublin won. I don't think they would want it.
Yeah, we've after winning fair and square.
I suppose, but poor El Mayo, God, they never really get a chance,
do they? 50, 56 years or something?
66.
Gee.
66. Yeah, 1951 last time they won.
Wow.
I'd say the atmosphere there was amazing, was it?
Oh, it was unbelievable. It was surrounded by Mayo supporters, so it wasn't great for me.
Really?
Yeah.
You just got
You could see the looks on all their faces as all of the hope was drained from their eyes.
It was a beautiful sight to see, I have to say.
Yeah.
I'd say they all went and certainly drowned their sorrows. Town must have been a mess last night.
Yeah.
And drowned their sorrows or themselves.
Lord. Anyway, we'll take the win. Up the Dubs.
Yeah.
Nice one. Come on, you boys in blue. Now, Leo Varadkar has come under fire again after a disastrous speech at the Fine Gael annual Think-In. Leo threw shade at Kenny and Coveney's speeches, referring to them as iffy. He's now being slammed for being disrespectful and unprofessional. Right, guys, what do we think of this?
It was a bit much. It was.
I didn't actually see it, so you watched it.
Yeah, no, I saw the speech and, it was a little bit unprofessional and disrespectful to call out Kenny and Coveney, and Coveney's supporters in particular. But his eyebrows are great and he's gay, so we'll let him off with it.
Oh God, he's a great lad altogether.
Yeah.
What did he actually say though?
He was mocking Enda Kenny's speeches, like you said, he called them iffy, and then sort of mocking Coveney's supporters more than just him. And the jokes, they were supposed to be jokes, sort of went down like a lead balloon.
Yeah, he said that the only reason that people down in Cork were voting for him was so that a Taoiseach from Cork would be there when Cork won the All-Ireland. So, I don't know, his jokes didn't go down that well.
Do you think they're was it in good nature though? Are they taking it a little bit too sensitively, or had they right to be?
Oh, well, I mean, they were being a little bit sensitive, but also they were just bad jokes, so...
He is just a bit of a tool, isn't he?
Oh, completely.
He's just going to keep getting himself in trouble if he keeps going on as he does. But he was like licking Enda Kenny's arse before he came into power, and now he's like slating him.
I think it was, honestly, I think it was a joke, just a badly written one. other comedians can get away with it, but he's not a comedian.
He's not a comedian, he's a Taoiseach. He should stick to what he knows.
The next closest thing, though, to comedians, sometimes, isn't it?
Well, Irish politics is a joke anyway, so
Yeah.
there might as well be comedians up there. Anyway, moving on. In local news, it seems the guards recently had nothing better to do with their time than hijack a young teen's dream. Tommy Zoo from Tala had created a Facebook event called Naruto Run Down O'Connell Street. This rather unusual and supposedly insignificant fad went viral with over 4,000 people interested in the event. The run was put to a halt after the Gardaí showed up at Tommy's door instructing him to cancel the event. Although it was cancelled, online fans of the show still made their way to the scene of the crime, only to encounter Garda vans and patrol cars the whole way out to Stephen's Green. Lads, this is ridiculous. Like, they're a bunch of kids putting on some little event on Facebook, and they're only short of sending out the patrol riot police and smoke bombs or something. Like, what is this all about?
Well, we need to remember now that these children who have probably not exercised in quite a while are very dangerous to the public.
The police might actually be able to outrun these guys. They shouldn't have anything to worry about.
Yeah.
We should be encouraging those kids. This is all like an anime program.
Yeah, so they haven't been outside in quite a while.
Yeah, they should be encouraged to come from behind the computer screens and get out there and run
Yeah.
the length of O'Connell Street a few times.
Make it a daily thing.
Yeah, we should make it an event, an annual event.
Yeah.
Good old Tommy. Next time we should cordon off O'Connell Street and lead way.
Yeah.
I saw a clip though. It turned out like it went from 4,000 interested. I think it was 1,000 attending or something, to about 20 odd people, like
even.
kids, like running down the street. Bless them. But
See, it was a little bit cold, so a lot of them were like, I'm gonna go, and then they realized it was cold and that their bedroom was warmer.
Did they even get to run the length of O'Connell Street, or was it like, I'll run now for 2 seconds and that's me, we're done here now?
Well, they started at the bottom and McDonald's was right there, so.
Oh God, we're really just painting a picture of these kids to be just
poor kids,
overweight, behind computer screens the rest of their lives. I don't know. Anyway, good on Tommy. I think, more power to him. Keep creating all these events and maybe he'll be #1 watch list on the guards, for the guards.
Yeah, ahead of all the drug dealers.
Yeah, ahead of all the drug dealers where they should be spending their time. But anyway, from the streets to the sky, after a turbulent few days, Ryanair is in another PR nightmare for cancelling up to 50 flights per day for the next 6 weeks, which they brazenly point out on their website is only 2% of their flights. However insignificant they may feel the issue is, people have been left robbed of their hard-earned holidays, and apparently even a wedding party was left stranded at the airport. Well, all I'll say there is I hope the bride is no bridezilla, because Ryanair will have some fight in their hands if she is.
Yeah.
It's sorry? Go on. No, go on.
Well, actually, Ryanair's spokesperson came out with an official statement, and they have admitted that it's actually part of their way of saving money on fuel. So obviously they're introducing this as a cancellation of flights. They don't have to use as much fuel. No overhead luggage. No fat people eventually. And then after a while it'll be no flights, and they'll just deduct the money from students' bank accounts during the holidays.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me. That's only next on the list, isn't it? Lord, weren't they only a couple of years ago as well trying to actually just take out the seats from the aircraft and replace it with just passengers standing on the plane?
Yeah, living the life of luxury.
Oh, absolutely. Talk about discount flights.
Yeah, if old Nana has a slip disc.
Screw you, Nana. I don't know. People just need to, absolutely boycott Ryanair and not book with them.
100%. There's so many other airlines you could fly with. Why would you be bothered?
Yeah, but your parents will still give out to you because Ryanair's cheaper.
I feel sorry for them, though. I can imagine the amount of people at the desk complaining, are they going to get refunded? What's going to happen?
Not.
Well, they may get refunds on their flights, but they won't get refunds from the hotels, and they won't get refunds from all the things they've booked in foreign countries.
Per Nancy going to the wedding there, that they're not going to reschedule the whole wedding.
No, I'd be going crazy if that was my wedding.
I know.
Stranded in Dublin. We had the best weekend of your life.
No, just do a Skype call and be fine.
Imagine if it was like your grandmother or your you know, your long lost brother that you haven't seen in 10 years making it over for your wedding or something.
Yeah, your now sober father who's agreed to walk you down the aisle.
You're now sober, father. What is with you? Everyone is like obese and alcoholic.
The only life I've known.
I don't know. Anyway, I do feel sorry for them. I bet you there's going to be an awful lot of strongly worded letters written to management in Ryanair. But anyway, moving on again, Alec Baldwin and Kate McKinnon have won an Emmy for their Saturday Night Live performances of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Alec Baldwin joked, "I suppose I should say, at long last, Mr. President, here is your Emmy," which went down an absolute storm with the crowd. He is, of course, referring to when Donald Trump expected this Emmy for The Apprentice.
Yeah.
What a moron! Like, who does he think he is?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Have you seen the sketches?
Yeah, from Saturday Night Live. Oh, they're absolutely hilarious. He well deserved that Emmy.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think he has them to a T.
Oh, 100%.
And they are hilarious. Like I think, in fairness, it was tremendous, as you would say. But Donald Trump, I bet, is going to lash out big time on his Twitter feed.
Oh yeah, he's going to go through the roof.
That's something we need to look on now for next week's show. And so it looks like Trump has trumped Korea. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. We are now going to cut to Rory for his segment of Conversation Street.
Speaking of the leader of the free world, on this week's edition of Conversation Street, we took to the streets of Dublin to ask you, who's worse, Trump or Kim Jong-un? Opinions, they're like assholes. Everyone's got them. So let's take to the streets of Dublin and look at people's assholes. In your opinion is worse, Donald Trump or Kim Jong-un?
Kim Jong-un.
And why's that?
Because he's a madman.
Yeah.
And he has nuclear weapons, so he's going to strike somebody.
I think Kim Jong-un,
We're sorry,
but I
we
can't
didn't.
stand Trump at all. We're just horrified. We don't really tell people where we're from here, so it's...
At a certain point, I possibly put them in the same level. One it comes from a Western kind of type of democracy, and the other one it's not. So, and they're behaving in the same way, like children, basically. Yeah.
Trump, only because he tries to hide that he's a bad guy, whereas Kim Jong-un's a bit more upfront about it.
It's a tough one. Donald Trump, though.
Who is worse, Kim Jong-un or Donald Trump?
Donald Trump.
Why is that?
I believe all he wants to cause trouble and all.
So it looks like Trump has trumped Korea. This is just outrageous. What do we think of this? Like, it's just going from worse to worse, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm amazed that Trump won out over Kim Jong-un. Like, I can't even think of what was going through their minds when they said Trump over him. Like, Trump's just all talk, really, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're both people who were born into a world where they were told everything was theirs, and now it kind of is, for the time being.
And the world is just paying for it. Neither of them are as good as they're as worse as each other. I wouldn't. Both of them are as dangerous as each other, I think.
Donald Trump has never imprisoned Ivanka, though, for having a Bible.
That is true,
Very
yeah.
true.
I don't know. The two of them are absolute egotistical sadists. They're dangerous. Both of them are dangerous, and I wouldn't have one over the other any day. But do you think there's any hope? Like, what's next?
I think there's hope that Ireland will get hit by one of the nukes as it passes from North Korea to the US or vice versa.
Well, you wouldn't know. Your wishes may come true. But that's all from us here from Fake News. Join us next time for more nonsense and natters. That's if we haven't all been nuked by then, of course.